Hey guys, it's Dr. Bree and welcome back to my channel. I am excited for this video because this video is going to cover 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a doctor of nursing practice, before going to nurse practitioner school, and before just going to Capella and AU. You guys have asked me some questions on Instagram, so I'm gonna answer those questions. And if you have any other questions about nurse practitioner school, even nursing school, the DNP program, different types of DNP programs, the family nurse practitioner program certification, please put them below and I will make a video on that. So with this question here, someone asked me if you could do the DNP program if you've already completed a master's degree, and it's not a family nurse practitioner, but if it's just a master's degree in nursing, and you can do that. You don't have to have your family nurse practitioner to go to school as a doctor of nursing practice. That degree is more on quality based and reforming healthcare. So with that degree, you cannot practice as a nurse practitioner. You have to have your nurse practitioner to practice as a family nurse practitioner. If you just have your master's in nursing and you get your DNP, you're a doctor of nursing practice, but you're not a family nurse practitioner. You have to go to family nurse practitioner school. So a question that I got was, how realistic is it to complete the 8 core classes? How fast can you complete it? Now, this question is very dependent on the student, also dependent on the project charter, and also dependent on your clinical site and your instructors. Now, if you have a very strong project charter and your writing is very strong and your professors, they're just like, okay, this is great, then you could get it done really quickly. That is in a perfect world. Your professors, they're always going to find something, because with the project charter, as you're developing this quality improvement mindset, you're not going to be as strong as you are at the beginning of the program as you are at the end of the program. I struggled with quality improvement when I first started the program because this was a new concept to me. Now quality improvement, I can just be like, okay, this needs quality improvement, that needs quality improvement. You know, it's easy to come up with a project. It's easy to give advice about the project because, you know, I've done it. And then now I have this different eye set and mindset when I'm in my clinical practice. Why I say it kind of takes a while to get these core classes done, it's because your instructor has 1 week to grade it. So let's say that you do your project. Let's say you have a paper in one of your core classes and it's called a literature review. Whenever you see the word literature review, that means they have a week to grade it. So let's say you submit that paper on a Sunday, you're feeling great about it, and you're like, you know, I'm gonna pass this paper. And then your instructor says, well, you got in the red in one of your assignments, you have to resubmit it. Go in and you fix the errors that they wanted you to fix and you resubmit it. In your other classes, it usually takes about 2 days for them to return it. They have up to 2 days. With a literature review, even once you fix your errors, they still have another week. So you're still 2 weeks behind. If you got to the 3rd try and you have to fix something again, now you're 3 weeks. So as you can see, a core class can take about a month or a month and a half to fix, depending on how strong of your project is and your writing skill set is. So if you have 8 core classes, you're looking at a minimum of 8 months with just the core classes. That's not even including the other classes before the core classes, and also including with clinical and preceptorship as well. So you want to allow yourself to have at least 8 months. It's going to take at least 8 months, even probably a little bit more than that, because you have all these other factors. So the biggest thing here is that when you have your literature review, your professor has 1 week to grade it. If they have to fix anything, then they get another week. So you want to kind of put that in your timeline there. Okay, so another thing is about with the timeline and things, you have to remember that you do have to have your quality improvement project, and that can be anywhere between 6 to 8 weeks of implementation. While you're implementing your project, you can work on your core classes, but you can only go so far with your project depending on the core class that you are in. So let me back up a little bit. Say you have 8 classes. In the first class, you're not going to implement your clinical project because you have to get that approved by the IRB, which is the Institutional Review Board. They make sure things are ethical and safe. They make sure that you're not around going and pushing old people out of a bed to see if bed rails work. We know bed rails work, so we don't have to go in there and put, you know, a patient at the highest setting and leave them. We know that's unethical. That would not be approved. IRB just makes sure things are ethical. So once you get that approved as well, you can start implementing your project. The project takes around 6 to 8 weeks. And on the side of that, you're doing your core classes as well. All right, so I got another question. This question says, I'm between my nurse practitioners to the master's behavioral health after I finish my BSBA. What is your advice in passing the NCLEX for RN? My biggest advice for passing the NCLEX for RN is using UWorld. UWorld is a great database because it has questions like the boards. The way it looks just like the boards. So I definitely recommend doing the UWorld for the NCLEX. If you're thinking about doing your nurse practitioner, that is a great field as well. If you're thinking about doing behavioral health, it just all depends on you as a person, on what you want to do. Do you want to prescribe, diagnose, and deal with the outpatient setting, or do you want to deal more with behavioral health as you specialize? So once again, those questions are really inside out, which means that you would have to decide on what you like to do. Another question that I got was, I just finished nursing school and I would like to do the BSN DNP program. How long is the program? Now, there are different types of programs. The way I did my steps is I went to a technical college first, so I got my associate's degree, then I did my bachelor's degree with Capella University. I did my master's with a concentration in family nurse practitioner at Anderson University, and then I did my doctorate of nursing practice at Capella University. Now, a lot of programs do have a BSN to DNP program. I know Anderson University has that, but it just depends on your finances, also the time frame you want to stay in school, and then also guarantee of clinical and preceptorship. So basically what I mean by this is that if you do a BSN to DNP program, a lot of programs are 3 years, and you have to complete the entire program before you can sit for your boards, your family nurse practitioner boards. Even though you're done with family nurse practitioner school halfway through the BSN DNP program with some schools, you still have to finish that DNP portion, and then once you graduate, you'll have all the criteria to go sit for boards. So if you feel like time and guarantee of want to stay in a program is not really malleable for you, then you could do the BSN DNP program. I did mine in short sections, ASN, BSN, family nurse practitioner / MSN and DNP. I did it that way just in case when I had finished my family nurse practitioner, if I decided I didn't want to go back to do my doctorate, I could go ahead and practice. It just depends on how time works for you and how flexible you are. If you want to go ahead and go into practicing, I recommend to go ahead and just do your family nurse practitioner, and then when you get done with that, then do your doctorate of nursing practice. If practicing is not something that you want to do right away, you can just do a BSN to DNP programs. There are a lot of different programs out there. I am familiar with the Anderson University program, but once again, like I said, I just chose to do their family nurse practitioner and went to Capella for one, better price, better flexibility, and then I loved Capella's Flexpath that I did with the bachelor's. I also got a question that says, which U.S. state has a high demand for nurse practitioners? A lot of places have a high demand for nurse practitioners because nurse practitioners are mending that gap with the overall physician burnout. Healthcare is becoming more accessible, and there needs to be more primary care nurse practitioners and nurse practitioners to fill that gap. So everywhere is looking for nurse practitioners. So you may have to move. I moved to Orlando because of a job opportunity, which I'm so thankful for and so blessed for. So sometimes when you get your nurse practitioner, you have to make that decision on, do you want to stay where you are or do you want to move out? But I've noticed that there's a lot of opportunities for nurse practitioners. Another thing that I wanted to cover in this video is that someone asked me once before is, why did I go get my doctorate of nursing practice? And the reason that I got my doctorate of nursing practice is I love nurse practitioner and I want to advance healthcare and reform it somehow with quality improvement. And I feel like my doctorate has gave me the tools to do that in the future. And just also now, sometimes when I'm in the clinic, I think of things and I say, you know what, let's do some quality improvement here. This will help out patients. This will help out workflow. So I really am thankful for Capella. I'm thankful for their Flexpath program. And I am thankful to have my doctorate of nursing practice. If you guys have any further questions about Capella, the DNP program, BSN, RN, anything, please put them below. I will be happy to answer them for you guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. Please comment below and tell me what your goals in the nursing profession is. I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and don't forget to follow me on Instagram at HeyDrBree. Thank you guys. Bye.